Hello, welcome to 12th House Beauty, and today we're going to do the quick makeup, and we're going to do a little astrology chat and numerology. Whatever comes up is what we're going to be chatting about. So first, I'm going to do my brows with this brow soap from LA Color. So first, I'm just going to take that and swirl it around. Okay, so let's get into the name 12th House Beauty. 12th House Beauty is an astrology term, of course, 12th house. And I am a 12th house person who loves beauty. So I said, you know what? Let's put it together. And that's what I did. I put it together. So I have a 12th house stellium. I have the sun, depending on the chart you're looking at, right? So in whole house signs, I am in the first house sun. And in Placidus, I believe it is, I am in the 12th house, which is Cancer. But yeah, so I have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and my North Node is there. And so that makes and it's in Cancer, so my South Node is in Capricorn. And so life literally put me in my 12th house. I had a stroke. If you're new here, I am a stroke survivor, and I was paralyzed on the right side of my body. So I woke up one morning and it was all heavy on one side of my body, and I didn't think anything of it, right? So I didn't go immediately to the emergency room. I waited 24 hours. I laid in the bed for 24 hours, and it only got worse. The swelling on the brain got worse. So by the time I got to the hospital, the stroke, the brain where the stroke was at had swollen the brain so much that I became paralyzed. So I was in the hospital shy of a month, learning to walk and use my right side again. So hospital, and then they shipped me over to rehab at another hospital. And yeah, and so I was there, and I came home. Now, rewind. Prior to the stroke, I love makeup. This is my stuff. I was learning. I was in the habit of learning because I'm self-taught, and I learn by just watching other people. And so I was getting heavy into that, practicing my craft, going to work full time, doing, the regular mundane things. And I woke up, and I no longer could lead that life that I was living before I went to sleep. And today marks 5 years since I woke up and had that stroke. And so I am feeling very grateful today, of all days. It's just like I've been in my 12th house energy for sure today, thinking about, from the time it happened and the long journey it took for me to get here. To get here, recording, doing my makeup again, and telling my story, telling my truths, hopefully helping people. So yeah, that is what brought me here. And it's been, like I say, a long journey because I had to go through a lot of ego deaths. And I went through an ego death the moment it happened, and then I had to go through maybe several more to get where I'm at now. And a lot of digging, things like that had to come out. Things that I didn't know was holding me back. It was holding me back. But just to identify something holding you back, okay, that's step one. But actually doing the necessary steps to rid it from your life, rid it from your way of thinking, moving, and vibrating is a whole nother thing. It's like a whole nother journey. And so I've been going on this self-love, self-healing, spiritual journey, digging deep within, diving deep within like my natal chart, my numerology, like my life path number, my soul urge, my expression, just all of these different, like, occult type of teachings that I've been learning. It's not foreign to me because I am a 12th houser. This is literally second nature for me. I love stuff like that, but that's the stuff I kept hidden, 12th house is the house of hidden things. So I did a lot of this stuff prior, and I've always been big on self love and healing, like, and like subconscious stuff, manifesting stuff, right? But I used to always be like, well, damn, why I can't manifest like I want to? Like, I'm a manifester, right? But the stuff I be wanting, used to want, I used to have a trouble pulling it in. And as I did this deep dive into myself, I figured out what it was. I was my own blockage. And so when I discovered that, I was like, I gotta help other people, but I'm not an astrologist, right? So because I help people all the time just talking, this is just an extra tool in my arsenal to help people figure out what the blockages are, what the karmic patterns and loops and things that they need to release. And so I'm very grateful. I truly believe everything happens for a reason in life, because without the stroke, I would have not had the guts or the self confidence to go on this path that I'm on now. I would have just stayed in the character that was expected of me, like we all do. We kind of like just start adapting to life and forming into the character that your environment needs you to be, or people around you need you to be, relationships need you to be, but you forget in the midst of all of that who you need to be for yourself, right? And so having the stroke allowed me to slow down and realize, you know, I wouldn't put myself first. I was not doing full self love. See, prior to the stroke, what I thought was self love was not self love. Like, it was like surface level self love. Once I had no wig, no makeup, no audience, no anything, nothing to go to, nothing to show up for, the self love started there, and then the inside. So once that self love started there, then I even started looking at myself differently in the mirror, right? Because I realized I was like shielding myself from truly seeing myself. And the stuff that I did see, I didn't like it. Like, the stuff I did see that I didn't like, I put it that way. I didn't course correct. And so, like, when you have a negative thought, you're supposed to course correct and put a positive thought in there, right? And because positive and negative cannot live in the same space. So when you're being negative about yourself, you're supposed to instantly cover that, counteract that with a positive thought to cancel out that negative thought. Well, I wasn't doing that. So when you're not doing that, you got a pile of negative self-talk that's growing inside of you, right? So me saying this, people would look at me that, I probably have been there for in the past and be like, what? I didn't, you self-conscious, you self-doubt? Yeah. Usually the people that do all the helping and giving all the advice be the ones need to do the most work. Don't they? Did you ever heard like a therapist is the one need the therapist? Every therapist need their own therapist. It's the fact. You need to be able to release that stuff, that trauma dumping, the energy, all of that you are receiving from being the healer for other people, right? So I learned all of that in my downtime of recovery. I found out that, it's not a weakness to be who I am and be loving and overgiving and share. I'm all overshare when it comes to like putting people on that I love and things like that, right? And when you get burnt in life, you sometimes be like, I'm not gonna be like that no more. I'm not gonna do for people. I'm not gonna give. I'm not gonna da 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 da, right? And throughout this, I was just reminded, like, no, you continue to be you, but you're gonna have to get rid of the people who don't appreciate you and the people who don't see you, and they'll be replaced with people who do see you. And it may be a lonely, journey, which it is, right? But I'm used to this 12th house. I'm always in isolation. Like, I am out of all of like my friends and family. I don't mind being by myself. Like, I'm the habitual single person on purpose, right? Why I see everybody jumping and bouncing from person to person and just be coming to me for all the advice because they ain't took the time to heal. I don't know why, people run away from that, but it's human nature to run away from things that make you uncomfortable. And believe it or not, people are more uncomfortable with themselves than anything else. And so I've always been the loner, right? The popular loner. And I just, I don't know. I just find it easy for me to be to myself. And so when that part of my journey had to happen, being alone and doing all of this research and self development, self mastery, I didn't have a problem with it. I wasn't yearning for, partnership or a crowd of people. I just wanted my main people to be there for me, the people that I care about. And that's a Leo quality. I'm a Leo, and I'm a Leo rising as well. So sun and rising with the Virgo moon. And with the Virgo moon, I'm very observant, right? So I observe who's there for me. I observe who's not, all of that, right? And the Leo part of me is the overgiver, but also the person that you would think Leo wants all this attention. We don't want all that attention. I'm here to tell you, we don't want all that. We don't care about that. We're just naturally magnetic to it because we have the sun as our ruler. The sun is okay. I don't have to say much, right? But we like to be alone. We like to be with the people we love, and that's it. We ain't trying to be the head of the party. Only unevolved Leos need validation like that. We really just want validation from our special people in our lives. And when they give us the cold shoulder, when they treat us unlike how we treat them, that's when we get stung. That's really when a Leo really sting. We don't be caring about no other than that other shit, that outside stuff. Outside, nah. Now, it feels good to be validated. Who don't want to be validated when you've done something good or whatnot? But we don't do it for that, if that makes sense. That's just who we are. That's just what we do. We could put you on. We could put you on. We're going to put you on. And so, but what always reaffirmed my loneliness, I'm not going to call it loneliness, being a loner and finding, just comfort and peace with my solitude is, every time you open up to people, sometimes it be the wrong people, right? And so it's just like, until I healed myself and realize why am I attracting these people, there is no way I'm going to be out here just forming relationships, because I'm going to only get the same person, the different person in the same body. Same energy, different body. That's the only thing that I was going to attract. So I took the time to heal and get to know me, my flaws and all, because I ain't perfect, right? And in order to be better, you have to acknowledge your flaws and go in action to fix those things. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. And every time I tried to come out and talk, whatever I thought I was going to do at the time, child, I reverted right back because the healing wasn't done. The self-concept stuff was not fixed. And so until it was fixed, my spirit team wouldn't even allow. It wouldn't even, I ain't going to say my spirit team, my internal spirit wouldn't even allow it, because you got to be authentic to yourself, right? And it shows up and it makes you a magnet to people who are authentic to themselves or searching for authentic energy, to relate to. And yeah, so until I was able to do the actual work, the ugly, the good, and everything in between, yeah, I wasn't having the success I thought I was supposed to have. And it teaches you about detachment, right? And the law of assumption, the law of attraction. Like, I was learning the law of attraction, but the law of attraction is just one law. And so in my last 5 years, honey, I've been diving deep and figuring out and finding out different methods, occult methods and teachings. And it has just changed me as a person. And it changed how I move in life. And when you learn more about yourself and you become, like self-mastery, shall I say, the confidence just comes, right? Because nobody can't tell you shit when you know and you've been through things, and whatever the doubts that you have about stepping forward or doing the thing, they subside, they go away, because again, positive and negative cannot be together, right? They cannot. And so the more you're pouring in positivity, the more you learn about yourself, the less your shame, your guilt, like all of that disappears, because you're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I just didn't know me, right? And when you know you, nobody can make you feel bad about you, right? Your confidence just grows and it shows, and you show up and you start just doing the work. It happens overnight. Like some days you may be scared as hell to do the thing, right? And then one morning you're gonna wake up and you're gonna have so much energy, and you're gonna be like, and it's gonna be like no fear. You're just gonna take off and you're gonna do the thing that you were scared to do. So I tell people all the time, do the inner work, do the journaling, do the mirror work. Every time you have a negative thought, always replace it with a positive thought. You think I wasn't having a whole bunch of negative thoughts going through my mind? I couldn't work. I'm like thinking, like, how am I going to survive? How am I going to, I just didn't know. Life was just like up in the air. I just didn't know. And so I tell everybody, take it one day at a time. Make sure your energy is high, vibrating, and you can get through it. You may not get through the whole thing right then, but your focus is to get through that one thing and that one day, right? And then it just snowballs. It's compound effect. One thing just snowballs into a big thing, and now boom, you're doing the thing. And so now I'm here, new beauty channel, like doing it, no shame. I've had to do the work, I ain't gonna lie, to get up here and feel like comfortable talking. Especially I have, the aphasia that comes with stroke survivors, stroke survivors, and so I have that self-consciousness about speaking, right? But in order to get through it, you have to go through it, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm showing up, I'm talking, fumbling over my words, fumbling over whatever, but we pushing through, we're not giving up. And that is, if I could just give any lessons for this video, besides, the brows, I hope you guys love the brows. Yeah, no matter what the deficit is, the lack is, you can turn it to be your power, right? And you push through it. That's how you make it your power. You acclimatize it. So it goes from being something you're scared of, like a big lion, to now a small little baby kitten where you can just pick it up and hold it. It's no fear. You love it now, right? It's your fuel. So yeah, if you could take anything from that, never give up, and one day at a time, one thing at a time, and anything you fear, confront it, move through it, and you'll be all right. So I'll be back with another videos. I didn't even get to chat and saying everything that I want to talk about, which was like astrology. I was just talking about myself. So this is, I guess, the intro video. But the next one, we're gonna get into like astrology. We're gonna get into the different houses and things like that, because I love to talk about stuff like that. But I've learned a lot, and I hope that people that may have the same planetary alignments in their charts, or positions, or placements, planetary placements in their chart, or just can learn or can add to the conversation, right? Because I'm not an astrologist, I am learning. And so if you know more, please put it in the comments. But yeah, the next couple videos finishing this space will be all about astrology, healing, whatever, whatever comes to mind. If you have any suggestions down below for the next videos, please leave them down below. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead, subscribe, join my new journey, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, love, and happiness.